Alright. Hi everyone, Gabrielle here. Today making a film outside. And as you can see, it rained earlier this morning. We'll say about 6 is when it started. It was raining for some time, but now it stopped. But everything is still wet. All the seats are still wet. Even the ones underneath a rain shield are still wet because they're not that far in. So all the seats are wet. The long seat's wet. The pool got some water. But everything else is still wet. So that's why I can't really sit down. And I know there are folks out there that say that there's some flights of the world that get a lot of water and some flights of the world that don't get as much water as they once did. And a lot of folks will guilt that on world heating, but then when you stop to think of it, there are some flights of the world that get a lot of rainfall, and some flights of the world that don't get that much rainfall at all, even if you bring world heating or world warming into it. Not that it's not a thing, because it is a thing. So as you can see, all the trees, the ones that are still alive, are still doing well, but most of the smaller ones that roots don't go that far underground died. And over here, as you can see, there's the rose that it still is taking some time to fully grow. I mean, it had one rose, whatever, on it, but it won't be starting all that things until next year. But I believe it's still alive. And here's the weeping willow over here. This is what they called them, the sobbing willow. I don't know why they call them trees that, but that's what this is right here. And up here are just some other trees that's been here for years. Trees are the oldest thing that God has made. And then you have the pool. You can see our pool up there. Up there is just, the other side of our hill, which some call the hidden yard because there's a gate there. I don't know what this tree is at all. I know there's folks that say, oh, take a likeness of it, and then you can go look it up. But guess what? Sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't work. And knowing my luck, that tool won't work very well. It'll take the likeness, but there's no way that the tool is going to do an interweb seek for me and say, oh, this is what this tree is. Because some folks can get that to work and some folks cannot get that to work. And over here, as you can see, there's a ground crawler gamera, which you put her out when it's warm enough. She's eating some things. And here's one of the boards that we tend to sit on. And over here is a evergreen tree with those flies or other bugs. That was that same one that was fucking around with Sailor Moon, that one film. And over here is a ficus. That is a ficus. Believe it or not, it is a ficus. And there's some other trees. Some of these ones are out or indoor trees or whatever that we bring out during the spring and summer and bring in early fall. And there still are some settings on Google Android that don't always work. Like by mistake, there'll be times where I'd made a film in the past. Then I'd upload that film and then by mistake I'd hit the light on and there'd be no way for me to get the light off without either shutting down or starting over my Y speaker. And then you might say, what about that tool that like shows you, and you take a likeness and then you can look something up? Well, I don't know how that works. I mean, I know how to film and take likenesses, but I don't know how you then look something up by that likeness you take, because I have taken likenesses of things, and my Y speaker did not start looking up shit and say, oh, this is what this is. So I don't know how you get that. I don't know how you do that though. And over here, this is where it always tends to get flooded out a lot. Over here. It's not anything funny, but it does. And there's the floaty over there, the floater, what do you want to call it. And I know there might need most likely someone out there who thinks you should not be filming your backyard or your side yard or anything like that. Well, unless there's something in your backyard or side yard that you don't want anyone to see. Alright. Looks like I have to bring this side yard, backyard. Well, this is the backyard right here. This is the side yard. We're going to bring this film to an end. Gabrielle or Gabrielle Covington, and give this film a like, share and playlist this film, watch the other film that we made, and also if you are new here, hit that ringer and bind to let you know when the next upload, live stream, or short's been done. And I'll see you later.